I'm glad I wrote that down here because we've seen that theme throughout the morning already. We've only just started. Because people don't just buy services, people buy people. People buy people. Morning all.
Morning.
So, my title of this slot is The True Power of Relationships. It's almost like we've planned it in the way that we are talking about it today. Now, in BNI, we often talk about power teams, where groups of professionals who've got a natural affinity to refer business to each other meet up and they do just that, pass referrals. So just stand up if you are working in a power team at the moment. I know we're developing this, so it won't be everybody. So just stand up for a second. This is a participation bit. If you don't stand up, I've got two people in mind, so I'm going to go for that route instead. So Daniel and Richard, if you can stand up, please, that'd be great. Okay. So you would be in what we might term the finance power team, is that fair to say?
Yeah.
Correct.
Brilliant. And just explain how that works then. You meet up and referrals have developed. So what's a bit between?
The idea is that we meet as regularly as possible. We have kind of the same end client, so whoever I tend to go and see as a client would be a good client for Daniel, would be a good client for Zoe, and so on and so forth. And as a result, we can pass that business. We discuss who we're seeing, why we're seeing them, and others can kind of get involved to say this is why and what benefit I can help them with that client.
Brilliant, wonderful. Thank you for sharing that. If you both sit down, that'd be great. Daniel, well done on not being able to say anything there. So sorry about that. But there we go. So it makes sense. Power teams make sense, and we encourage people when they join to meet up with their natural power teams because that may well be the quickest way of getting referrals. But let's not forget one thing. We've already talked about it. This business is about building relationships. I'm glad I wrote that down here because we've seen that theme throughout the morning already. We've only just started. Because people don't just buy services, people buy people. People buy people. Thank you, Nick. So, how does this work? Well, we've already heard it from Darren today, talking about getting referrals 3 years later on through a deep and trusting relationship with other people in the group. And in my personal opinion, power people are more important than power teams. So who here thinks Darren and I are friends? Darren had to think about that there, didn't he? Okay? So because I've known Darren for about 15 years, our friendship has developed into a deep and meaningful friendship. I wouldn't Darren, you might disagree, but that's my perception. So when a friend of mine came along and said, I need someone to do a website for me, can you recommend anyone? Because I knew, like and trusted Darren, and we've become great friends, and I know Darren does a good job anyway, I put the two of them together, and Mark and Darren have done some business together. But my business of utilities over here has got nothing to do with Darren's website business over there. But because our relationship is so strong, it's so easy for me to refer Darren because of that trust, that understanding, that emotional connection. I know what Darren's goals are, what drives him, and for me that's very important to be able to do that. So today I invite you to have a look beyond the obvious, beyond your power team. Who do you like? Because the law of averages say you won't like everyone in the room, but who do you like? Whose story do you buy into? Who do you want to help move their lives forward? The business is just a conduit to help people move their lives forward. Focus on power people. Brian and I have a one-to-one later on. Again, kitchens and utilities, there's maybe some synergy there, but there might not be a natural synergy, but the friendships develop, and Brian and I have spent some time together. Because one great relationship can unlock a dozen referrals, a dozen partnerships, and a dozen opportunities. My name is Sauren from Utility Warehouse. Power to the people! Hey. Hey.